796. In Chapter 4, Casey was trying to figure out how many pounds of Havarti cheese she could buy for $10, knowing that 3 pounds cost $7.50. She wrote the she wrote the equivalent ratios below. So 3 pounds over $7.50 equals X over 10. Work with your team to brainstorm a list of methods that you can think of that Casey could use to find the information she is missing. Be prepared to share your ideas with the rest of the class. So there are a few ways we could solve this problem. The first, I've listed some over here to the left, so we could absolutely make a table to find out the information. And we could list all of the pounds of cheese from 0 up to, 5 or 6 pounds. We could make a graph. We could find the unit rate. And of course, the unit rate is how much 1 pound of cheese costs. Or we could use that fraction buster method that we worked with at the beginning of this chapter. So that's where we would find the fraction busters, is where we find a least common denominator, and if not the least, then any common denominator between our two denominators to get rid of those fractions and then solve for x. What I'm going to be doing to show you today is the giant 1 method. So that's what I will be showing you in this problem. So, of course, that giant 1 method is where we have our left side of the equation, so my 3 pounds for $7.50, and I have to figure out what I can multiply it by to get my x over 10. So that means I need to come up with a number to multiply $7.50 by to get 10. Now, I know that the inverse of multiplying by $7.50 to get 10 is to do 10 divided by $7.50 or $7.50. And when I do that, I'm going to get, you'll get 1.3 repeating in the calculator, which is 1 1/3 is a fraction. I'm going to use a fraction just because those are more precise than decimals. So 1 1/3 is what I'm multiplying by. So you'll see when I do 750 times 1 1/3, that gets me 10. And then I need to do, on top, I'm doing 3 times 1 1/3. And when I do 3 times 1 1/3, let's see, I'm putting it into the calculator here, we should get 4. So that means our x is going to be 4. So is my answer 4/10? No, we need to be careful here because we have pounds on top and dollars on the bottom. So that means we can get 4 pounds for $10. So you want to make sure with these kinds of problems that you write it out so we know what exactly it means, because 4/10 would not be an acceptable answer. What we do want to say is, we could say something like, Casey can buy 4 pounds of cheese for $10. All right, and that is all for 796.